Now that all the adept weapons are available to farm in the Root of Nightmares, there's going to be a lot more interest in farming spoils, since the best way to get these adept weapons is through the kiosk at the end of the activity. The fastest way to farm spoils currently is through Nezarec, if your team is able to go for the one phase. I spent a good amount of time farming Nezarec with some groups, so I want to talk about the absolute best way to do that. This video is mostly going to talk about the weapon and subclass choices. Getting to DPS is mostly going to be determined by how fast your runners are and how good your ad clears are. If you're fast enough, you don't need to make a refuge, and you can directly go to damage and go for the one phase. Getting the one phase is harder than getting to damage, but it's very doable if you follow these steps. Let's talk about weapon choices first. The weapons that do the highest damage in the game right now are rocket launchers, specifically adaptive and aggressive frame rocket launchers. These do more damage than every other rocket launcher in the game. This is why Hothead and Bump in the Night are the top choices, because not only are they the correct archetype, but they also have good perks. You're mostly looking for things like Demolitionist, which will reload the rocket when throwing grenades, Explosive Light, which is a 25% damage boost, or Clown Cartridge, which is going to put 2 in the magazine, allowing for high burst damage. The easiest adaptive frame rocket launcher you can get right now is the Hothead through Zavala. Farm some Nightfalls until you have 2 Vanguard Ingrams, or 5 if it's the first time you're doing it, and pick up a Hothead. You can also get a Blowout from the Crucible, but keep in mind, Blowout doesn't hold as much ammo as Hothead. You also want to pair these with a Gallahorn, which will give Wolfpack rounds to your Hotheads and Bump in the Nights, and if possible, a debuffing weapon such as Divinity or Tractor Cannon. Tractor Cannon is a little bit better here, since Nezarec is close enough for you to use it, and the debuff is much higher, at around 30%. You can also have 5 Thunderlords and 1 Divinity instead of rockets, but keep in mind every single person needs the Catalyst for Thunderlord for this to work. You also will do less damage than rockets doing this, so do this only if not everyone in your fire team has the right rocket launchers. So now that we got weapons out of the way, let's talk about classes. For Warlocks, 2 Well of Radiances are a good idea. You can bring 1 well, but damage will usually last more than 30 seconds, and you normally want to place a well before damage actually starts, just to avoid unnecessary deaths. So I think 2 wells is perfect here. If you have more than 2 Warlocks, you don't all need to be on Well of Radiance. Nova Bomb or Needle Storm is also very good for quick burst damage. In this video, I was trying out Arc Souls. Arc Souls is very good free damage, and is something that probably doesn't get utilized as much as it should. So it's definitely something you can try if you have more than a few wells. For Hunters, you can try Tether, but keep in mind, Tractor Cannon gives the same buff. So I would only bring a Tether if you don't have Tractor Cannon. Other than that, bring some damage supers, like Blade Barrage with Star-Eater skills is a good choice, or even Gathering Storm is nice. Our team had 1 Gathering Storm, which will apply Jolt to the boss, giving free damage for everyone. So this is something you can definitely try out. For Titans, I would not go anything else except for Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash with Curse of the Fallen Star is probably the strongest burst super in the game, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. Jolting grenades are also very powerful, since the jolt effect will help your team do more damage. The last thing I want to talk about is surge mods. Make sure you have triple surge mods for the weapons you're using. For example, if you're using Hothead, which is an arc weapon, make sure you're using triple arc weapon surges. Normally for raid encounters, the ideal number is double surge and 1 scavenger. But because we're going for a 1 phase, you definitely want to go for triple here, and at least 1 loader mod for faster reloading. You can also put some reserve mods on your chest, but more than 1 is probably not needed. If you have all of these things, you should be able to 1 phase Nezarec easily. So thanks for watching, let me know if you have any questions, subscribe if you like this content, and have a good one.